Yes. So now we are going to discuss about shares. So this is the third chapter in Indian corporate law. So now we are going to discuss 6 marks problem. 6 marks problem. What and all problems, questions are there that we need to see? So 6 mark. First one, difference between transfer and transmission of share. So what do you mean by transfer of share and what do you mean by transmission of share? That we are going to see now. So whether it is one and the same or whether it is different, that we need to see. Then what is share certificate? Explain the provisions regarding the issue of share certificate. One more 6 mark, very important question. Then define preference shares and bring out its features. That also sometimes they ask for 6 mark. Then 12 mark, state the provisions of Companies Act regarding the transfer and transmission of shares and bring out the difference between the two. So that is a 12-mark question. One more 12-mark question is, what do you mean by buyback of share? And explain the provisions of Companies Act with regard to buyback of share. So when and all buyback happens, what are the reasons for buyback? That and all we are going to see now. And only one 24 marks question which is asked repeatedly, that is explain the legal rules relating to the allotment of shares. So 6 marks 3 question, 12 marks 2 question and 24 marks 1 question from chapter number 3, shares. So now we are going to discuss one by one. So first concept is difference between transfer and transmission of share. So now when transfer happens, when transferor intend to transfer his shares to transferee. So there are two parties, transferor and transferee. So it is as per the rules and regulation it happens. So that is known as transfer. So transfer is a voluntary, is a result of voluntary and deliberate act of the holder. Whereas transmission, when transmission happens in the case of death, insolvency, insanity of the member, automatically through the court of law, is the shares are transferred to their legal representative. So that is known as transmission of shares. So it is because of the result of operation of law. So transfer of share is a deliberate act of the holder, whereas transmission is because of law. That is the first difference. Second difference, in case of transfer of share, there is valid consideration. That means something is given to one person to another person. That means something in return. So there is a consideration. So consideration is there. So transferor is going to give the share to the transferee and transferee is going to pay some amount for that share. So that is in the case of transfer of share. But in the case of transmission of share, what happens? There is no consideration. Why? Because directly after the death, what happens? Through the court of law, is the share will be transferred to their legal representative. Then stamp duty to be paid in the case of transfer of share, whereas no stamp duty is to be paid in the case of transmission of share. Then one more thing is, one more difference, that is transfer of share is a common method of passing property in shares. But transmission, what happens? It take place only under special circumstances. What are those circumstances? Death, insolvency, insanity of the shareholder. And one more is transfer deed. Transfer deed or agreement is necessary when it is transferred from one person to another in the case of transfer of share, but it is not needed in the case of transmission of share. So these are the major 5 difference between transfer and transmission of share. It comes for 6-mark question. Then next, one more 6-mark question is share certificate. So what do you mean by share certificate? It is a document given by the company to the shareholder specifying the number of shares given to them. So it is a document issued by the company under its common seal, specifying the number of shares held by that member. So under share certificate, what are the provisions are there as per the Companies Act 2013 with regard to share certificate, that we need to see. First thing, they need to pass one resolution, that is board resolution, to issue share certificate. Then in that share certificate, they should disclose name of the member, type of share given to them, number of share held by that person, amount paid by that member, whether it is fully paid share or it is a partly paid share. That also we need to see. In that share certificate, all the information is mentioned. Then every share certificate must be issued under a common seal of a company, since company is an artificial person. Then it must be issued only on the surrender of allotment letter. After the allotment letter given to the shareholder, you need to submit that letter to the company. Then only he is given with one certificate known as share certificate. That is one more point. Then new share certificate is that duplicate is issued to the member. When duplicate share certificate is issued, only when if it is stolen or if it is lost. In that case, what happens? New certificate is issued only after verifying that. Only after verifying the details, new share certificate is issued. And in the new share certificate, what they will write? Duplicate. Duplicate word will be mentioned in that certificate. Company must preserve permanently all the books and documents relating to the share certificate. So each year they need to keep one record of share certificate, to whom and all they have given share certificate. So these are the things comes under share certificate and its content, that is for 6 marks. Next, preference share. What do you mean by preference share and what are its feature? One more 6 mark question. So now preference share means those shares which have preferential right over equity share. So what are those preferential rights? Right in the payment of dividend and right when the repayment of capital or returning the capital at the time of winding up of the company, that is known as preference shares. So in the case of preference share, very, very basic features are there. From the definition itself, you can write the feature. So that is first one is rate of dividend is fixed in nature. So next thing is these shareholder have limited voting right because most part of the voting right is vested with equity shareholder. Face value of such shares are higher compared to the equity share. That is one more feature. Then preference share is also known as rentier capital. Why? Because they get fixed income. Because they get fixed income as a part of dividend, like fixed income at rent paid by the tenant to the landlord. How tenant pays rent to the landlord, same way preference shareholder gets dividend on certain fixed percentage. That is one more feature. If shares are cumulative in nature, that is, if there is a cumulative preference share, in that case, what happens? Suppose dividend is not paid in any one particular year, that dividend is accumulated and paid in subsequent year. So that is known as cumulative preference share. So these are the 5 features of preference share, and you know what you mean by preference shares also we have discussed. So this is one more 6 mark problem, 6 mark question. Then next thing is 12 mark question, provision of Companies Act regarding transfer and transmission of share. So what and all rules are there as per the Companies Act that we need to discuss. So the first one, application for transfer of share should be made in a printed form as per the format prescribed by the central government. That is the first thing. Then application for the transfer of share can be made either by the transferor or transferee. As I told earlier, there are two party, transferor as well as transferee. Transferor is a person who is going to sell his shares to another person. Transferee is that person who is going to receive the share from transferor. So that we need to know. Then if the shares are to be transferred or partly paid up, company should give that detail, or company in the form of notice must intimate transferee regarding the transfer of partly paid share. That is one more thing. Then director reserve the right to refuse the transfer. Suppose if he feels that it is not in the best interest of the company. So director is reserves all the right here. Then no notice is given to the transferor if the application for transfer is made by the transferee. So anyone can make an application for transfer of share, and transferor or transferee can make an appeal in the National Company Law Tribunal. So if nothing goes right, then what happens? There is one tribunal is set up, that is National Company Law Tribunal. So National Company Law Tribunal can also make the transfer of share. So that is given in the provisions of transfer of share. And now next thing is provision of Companies Act regarding transmission of share. So when and all transmission of shares happens, first is execution of transfer deed is not required in the case of transmission because it is operated by law. One more thing, but certificate of death, proof of death is needed. In case of death of member append, proof of death is needed, and original share certificate of that member is needed, because in that share certificate they'll cancel his name. After that they will transfer that share to their legal representative. And one more thing, company secretary has a responsibility to check all the documents. If everything is found correct, then he approves the transmission and register the share in the name of survivor. So who is that survivor? Is nothing but legal representative. So these are the provisions of Companies Act regarding transmission of share. So again, there are two more provisions are there. If company is not satisfied, the company must within 30 days intimate refusal. Why they are refusing transmission? Company should mention that by giving one notice to the transferee or to the legal representative. Then company may require documentary evidence to prove the identity of legal heir, such as PAN card, passport is needed, whether that person is a genuine person of the deceased party. So that is one more thing comes under transmission of share. So now we have discussed the provision of transfer and transmission of share. Next concept, new concept, that is buyback of share. 12 mark, very, very important question, buyback of share. Now, what do you mean by buyback of share now? So it refers to purchasing or repurchasing of shares by the company, which is already issued. That means what? First company issues shares to the shareholder. After that, because of some reason, it is repurchasing the already issued shares. So that process is known as buyback of share. Why buyback of share is needed? So what is the reason for buyback of share? So that we need to see now. Provision of the Companies Act regarding buyback of its own share. So first one is resources of buyback. So for buyback of share, what and all resources they can use company, either out of free reserve or with the help of security premium account or share premium account balance, they can utilize for buying back of its own share. Then condition of buyback, special resolution or not ordinary resolution, special resolution is needed and all the shares of buyback are fully paid up. In case if there is partly paid share, it must be converted and it must be paid fully. That is one more condition. Then notice of general meeting with explanatory statement mentioning what is the purpose of buyback. Company should give an explanatory statement and amount involved in that buyback of share. That also company should mention as per the provision. Timeline after passing resolution. What are the timelines are there? Process of buyback must be completed within 1 year of passing special resolution. So duration is within 1 year buyback should happen. Person from who buyback. So from where and all they can buy back share either from existing shareholder or from the employee to whom sweat equity share is given. So now what do you mean by sweat equity share? Sweat equity share means shares given to the employee because of their favorable service, because they have done a lot of service to the company and it is one form of incentive given to them. So that is known as sweat equity share. So then filling of a declaration of solvency with the regulator. Declaration of solvency must be filed with the registrar of company and SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. That is one more condition. See, you need to go through all this. Then destruction of share certificate. Share certificate returned by the shareholder, because first when the shares are issued, share certificate is given to the shareholder. Now when they are returning, they should return the share certificate also. When company is buying back its own share, company will cancel their share certificate within 1 week after the completion of buyback process. That is one more thing. Then issue of further shares after buyback. Whether company can issue further share, company must not make any fresh issue or allotment.
No.
Yeah, some kind of shares, including right issues of shares, except by the way of conversion. That means within the period of 6 months, it cannot make fresh issue. After that, it can go for.
Probably 1 year, sir. I think it is amended, if I'm not wrong.
Is it?
Please recheck, sir. Even I will confirm within tomorrow. I think under 2019 Buyback
Yeah.
Regulation Act, they have amended it.
Oh, this is as per 2013 Act, like this
Yeah.
they have mentioned. Now
Now
recent
it is amended.
changes, yeah, I have not seen the recent changes.
No issues. I'll confirm, sir.
Even I will check that. Even I will check. Yes.
Yes.
Next is register of shares bought back. So company must maintain a register of share. Like that, here one document is maintained, that is register of share. Similarly, one more document is there, that is register of member, that we are going to discuss in the chapter of membership. So after that, filing of return of buyback of share. Within 1 month of completion of buyback of share, company must file the return of buyback with the register of company as well as Security Exchange Board of India. So that is one more point. Then gap between two buyback must not be less than 12 months. So that is one more condition. Penalty. Suppose if there is any default, then every officer who is responsible for that default is punishable with imprisonment or for a period which may extend to 3 years, or with a minimum fine of 1 lakh which may extend to 3 lakh, or both. So that is one more condition, 1 lakh or 3 lakh or both, and imprisonment up to 3 years. Yes. So this is conditions or provisions for buyback. 12 points are there. This is a 12-mark question, and you need to know what is the meaning of buyback also. Then after that, allotment of share. So this is 24 marks question, allotment of share and legal provisions regarding allotment. So what do you mean by allotment? It is an act of appropriation or distribution of share of a company to the specific person. Either it may be on pro rata basis, or either maybe directly it is given to them. So that we need to see on the basis of share applied by them, that is known as allotment of share. So now there are provisions regarding allotment of share. There are two types of provision. First thing we are going to discuss, general provision. So what is general provision? General provision is nothing but as per the Indian Contract Act of 1872, if the person wants to become a member of a company, he must enter into a contract with the company. So that means what? The essential of valid contract, all the features of essentials of valid contract comes here. So we need to see that is there must be an offer. So first thing is there must be an offer. When offer is made, share application form submitted for the purchase of share by an applicant, then only the offer is made by the applicant. So that is there must be an offer. Then there must be an acceptance by the competent authority. Here competent authority means director of a company. So director should accept that offer. Then allotment of share should be made within reasonable time. That is generally within 1 month. Then acceptance of offer must be absolute and unconditional. The company cannot attach fresh condition at the time of allotment. Suppose now they are agreed to give 5,000 shares. They cannot say that after in the case of pro rata allotment they can divide and give, or else they cannot put any fresh condition. Then allotment must be communicated. How they will communicate the allotment? With the help of one notice. Notice is must be given to all shareholders. Then these are 5 points comes under what? General provision as per the Contract Act of 1872. Next, special provision. So special provision here, it refers to the provisions under Companies Act of 2013. So what and all special provisions are there? First thing is minimum subscription. So what is minimum subscription? So there is one fixed amount. Suppose that amount is not reached, what happens? Then application money is returned back. So application money company should return. So minimum subscription, no allotment of shares shall be made unless the minimum subscription amount stated in the prospectus has been subscribed for. That is the first point. Then SEBI guideline. As per the SEBI guideline, company that has listed the share on recognized stock exchange must make its partly paid share into fully paid share. Basically, you cannot issue partly paid share. That is one thing. Within 1 year from the date of issue. Yes. Then registration of prospectus. The intending company has to submit its duly completed prospectus with the registrar of company before making the allotment of share. First, they will issue prospectus. Then what happens? Shareholder or subscriber will see that prospectus. After that, they will make one decision whether to buy or not to buy that share. So this prospectus must be filed with the registrar of company. So then time of allotment. So when there is a prospectus has been issued by the company, it is not supposed to allot the share until the beginning of 5th day. So that is one more condition, time of allotment. Application money. What about application money? Company must have received at least 5% of face value of shares subscribed for by the public in cash as application money. Then opening of a bank account. Opening of bank account is nothing but application money must be opened. One special account is opened, and that account is opened in one scheduled bank. So that is opening of bank account. And listing of share. And those shares must be listed in recognized stock exchange, either BSE or NSE. And return of allotment within 30 days of allotment of shares with registrar of company. Return of allotment is done. So these are the things comes under legal provisions while regarding the allotment of share. That is general provision 5 points, and special provision there are 6 to 7 points are there. Yes. Then next chapter now we are going to discuss, that is membership of company. So now we have.
Sir, I think buyback sources also it has changed. you can take sources of from the new issue. Sources of buyback.
Sources
Yeah.
of buyback. This one,
Yeah.
free reserve and security premium. From that also you can
That is
take,
there.
right?
That is there.
Yes,
That is
yes.
there. That is there.
Along with that, from fresh issue
Yeah,
of share
proceed
also you
from the
can
issue
use.
of any shares.
Yes. So that again, I need to see that, because I have taken this information from this one textbook, because this is
I'll send you.
not
I'll
updated.
send you a file, sir. I'll send you a file.
Yeah. Yeah.
Later on, I'll send you a file. It has a detailed ones.
Yes. Now we are going to discuss about Chapter 4, membership of a company. Now we have already seen introduction of company law, then formation of company, then shares, now membership. So first 6-mark question. What are the contents of register of member? State the importance of register of member, 6-mark question. Then distinguish between member and shareholder of company. So very, very important. Member and shareholder often confused. So that we need to see. Then 12 marks question. Briefly explain the ways in which membership of a company is terminated. And all membership is cancelled, that we need to see. And see this, in 12-mark question, 3 question is asked repeatedly. But in your examination, that means in one question paper, you will get any one of these 3 questions. So for that reason, you need to study all 3 questions, because from this chapter, any one of this question will come for exam. So next is explain the method by which membership of companies acquired. And all you can acquire the membership, and define member, who is a member and who can become a member of a company. Last one, 24-mark question. Who is a member of a company? Explain his rights and liabilities of member. So we need to discuss this one by one. So now first thing is contents of register of member. So what and all will be mentioned in register of member? So those who become member of the company, one separate register need to be maintained by the company. That register is known as register of a member. So in that register of member, name and address and occupation of every member is mentioned. That is one thing. Then second thing, in case of company limited by shares, it must have information of number of shares held by that member, type of share or distinctive number of shares held, then amount paid or agreed to be paid on such a share. See, you can write it in your own words also, because you need to go through once. After that, you can write it in your own words. Then the date on which the company has, the person has become the member of that company, when he joined the company as a member and when he leaves that company as a member. That is next point. The date on which the person ceases to be a member of that company. Then call amount of every member whose shares have not fully paid up. Suppose there is a partly paid share, then call is being made. So for that reason, you need to pay the amount. If he unable to pay, that also we need to record all amount. Then showing the amount already paid by the member and amount due on such shares. So everything is mentioned in register of member. Then in case of shares have not converted into stock, in that case what happens? Number and amount of stock held by each member is shown against the number of shares held previously. Suppose there is 5,000 shares. Now it is converted into stock of some rupees. Then that must be shown together in 2 separate columns. That is one more thing in register of member. So these are the things or contents of registers of member. Next thing, importance of register of member. So in one question, then I have asked 2 small questions. So we need to see this also, importance, why it is needed. It furnishes the detailed account of each and every member. So that is one thing. Everyone's detail will be there in that book. Second one, every entry made in register of member is considered to be a crucial test of membership of company. So that is the second thing. A company or anyone can refer that document whenever it is needed. Then entries contained in the register of member contained as a prima facie evidence. So it can be used as a future reference on the matters entered therein. So that is third point. And it acts as a source of information to the creator, stating that person whose name appear in the book are trustworthy. So suppose creator has lot of money due. In that case, creator can see that register of member book and he can feel that there are a lot of members are there in that company, so that he can hope for getting back his due amount. That is one more thing. Then it serves the purpose of the share register, giving particulars regarding share held by the member in a systematic way. So that is one more point. they have given. So these are the importance of register of member. So next thing, difference between member and shareholder. So first thing you need to know, when a person becomes a member of a company, when he becomes a member of a company, when he becomes a member of company, anyone?
When his name is registered in the register of members.
Yes, and
When he
before that,
subscribes to the share.
before that, yeah. First he should
Subscribe to the
for
memorandum.
Yeah. Yes. So correct. Now difference between member and shareholder. Now there are two types of differences are given. When and all person is a member, and when and all that person is a shareholder. So that we need to see. Signatories to the memorandum, till they have allotted with the shares, is only a member and not a shareholder. That is the first point of difference. And second, holder of share warrant. So what is a share warrant? One more concept. That is share certificate and share warrant, whether it is similar or different. Share warrant. So what is share warrant, anyone? Whether it is a negotiable or non-negotiable instrument.
Probably not negotiable.
Which one? Share warrant.
Share warrant, yeah.
Share warrant is a negotiable instrument.
Okay.
It can be transferable from one person to another person very freely. And what is non-negotiable instrument is share certificate. Share certificate you cannot transfer that easily.
It depends. So share certificate you cannot transfer.
Yeah. Yeah.
What that's company? Private company or public?
Public.
Oh, okay.
So now share warrant, what happens? It is a non-negotiable. This one is a negotiable instrument. So holder of share warrant is only a shareholder because his name is removed from the register of member. Why his name is removed? First, there was share certificate. So now share certificate is cancelled. After that, share warrant is given to that particular member. So when he opts for conversion of share certificate into share warrant. So that is one more thing. Then company limited by guarantee, having no share capital, will have only members and no shareholder. So that is one more point of difference. So it is basically these points are stating that who is the share, when a person can become a member and when a person cannot become a member, that is when he can become a shareholder. So that is the actual meaning of these points. So you can write these points as a difference between member and shareholder. Then now transfer of share continues. Transferor of shares continues to be a member of company till his name is removed from register of member. That is true. So he is a member because his name is entered in register of member. Transferee may hold the shares as soon as the shares are bought by him, but does not become a member until what happens? Transferor name is removed and transferee's name is entered in the register of member. That is one more difference. And person may be made the member of a company by an order or by a decree of a court. Last point we are going to see is in the case of winding up of a company, if the present shareholder fails to pay the unpaid balance, then that person ceases to be a shareholder by forfeiture, whatever may be the reason. That is forfeiture, either a surrender of the share or transfer of the share. He will be regarded as member. That is the sixth point of difference. So there are 6 differences are there between member and shareholder. Difference between member and shareholder. Now, next thing we need to see different ways in which membership of a company is terminated. This is 12 mark question. This one we need to see now. So how and all membership gets cancelled on transfer of share. Why? If a transferor name is removed from the register and transferee's name is entered. So that way a membership gets cancelled on transmission. Suppose that person dies or insanity, insolvency. In that case, again transfer to legal representative on transmission of share. On forfeiture of share, forfeiture means so there is non-payment of call money. In that case, defaulter's name is removed from the register of member. That is one more case. On surrender of share. So why surrender of share is done? Suppose there is inability to pay the call money on the share. In that case, what happens? Returning the shares to the company, automatically his name is cancelled from register of member. Fifth one, on company exercising the right of lien. That is when a debtor member fails to pay the amount of debt due to the company, 14 days notice is given. before selling such a share to some other person. So what do you mean by right of lien now? What is that?
It's a lien. It's kind of a
Yeah.
mortgage.
Yeah. So right to get possession of that property, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So before selling that property to some other person, company should give notice for mentioning the reason, because he has not paid the amount. So one notice is sent. And on conversion of share certificate into share warrant, again transferor name will be erased or removed from register of member. On repudiation of contract. So repudiation is nothing but it's a cancellation of contract. That is one more thing. Then on redemption of redeemable preferentials, while returning the share capital, shareholder's name is automatically removed. So that is one more point. On court issuing order, that is as per the law, whatever the order comes, transferor name must be removed from register of member. On transfer of ownership of share through gift, suppose transferor decide to give gift, that is give his share to some other person. In that case, his name is removed. On renunciation of allotment, renunciation means giving up his right. So in that case, foregoing his right. Again, transferor name is removed. On company buying back its own share, so that we have already discussed, buying back of its own share, that share certificate is cancelled. Share certificate is cancelled means transferor name is removed again. Last thing is winding up of the company. All companies operation comes to an end. So that is 13 points we have discussed now. That is different ways in which membership of a company is terminated. So 12 mark question. Next, mode of acquiring membership. One more 12 mark question. How and all you can acquire membership? One thing you can do is you can subscribe a memorandum of association. That means you show the intention to buy the shares of the company. And by agreeing to take up qualification shares. So what do you mean by now qualification? Qualification share? Anyone?
That does not exist, sir, now. Before it used to exist, qualification share.
Yeah. Usually who will be having this qualification share?
Directors.
Yes. Correct. Directors of the company has to take some fixed specified amount of share. So that is known as qualification of share. So by that also, because director is elected among the this one members of the company, they will elect one board of director. Out of that, one member is elected as director of the company. So next thing is by application and allotment of share. So application and allotment, that is normal process. First prospectus is issued, then application money is received. After that, allotment of share is done. By transfer of share. Next thing is transfer of share. Yes, transferee gets the right of membership. So next is succession or transmission. Transmission means your legal representative gets the right of membership. And conversion of debenture into share. Debenture into share, again debenture is cancelled and the shareholder's name is entered in the register of member. And by allotment of shares for consideration other than cash. Suppose there are broker, there are many persons who contribute their services to the company. Instead of paying the cash to them, suppose company decide to give shares in consideration for cash. In that case, what happens? Their name is entered in the register of member. Then by conversion of share warrant into share certificate. Suppose person want to convert share warrant into share certificate. In that case, again, transferor name is entered. By court's order, 10th one is by renunciation of share. Renunciation means foregoing or giving up their right. Last one, by estoppel. So now, who is a estoppel here? Who is estoppel?
A person who assumes to be a member, even though he isn't.
Yes, he acts on the behalf of the company, but he will not show his intention. That
he holds himself out as a member.
Yes. So
he's
now
also a member by holding out kind of thing. Partnership also you have the concept.
Yes. In that we have that. So now estoppel means here, see, when a member with his complete knowledge allows his name to continue in the register of member, even after that, what he'll do, sale of his shares and hold himself as a member, or makes other to believe that he's a member of that company, then he's stopped from denying the fact that he's not a member of company. Basically what, if he does such act, then he is treated as member of that particular company. So that is the meaning of estoppel. Suppose he acts of any such kind. So that is 11th one. by estoppel. So there are total 11 points. Mode of acquiring membership, 12 mark question. So now next 12 mark question is who is a member and who and all can become member. So who is a member? A person who has signed the memorandum of association and every other person who agrees in writing to become a member of that particular company and whose name is entered in the register of members. So there are three things. First is he must sign the memorandum. After that, what he must give in writing to become a member of company. His willingness he should state. After that, his name is entered in register of members. Three conditions satisfied, then he is considered as member of that particular company. Then who and all can become member, or else qualification to become a member. So whether minor can become a member. Minor.
Never. He can never be a member of a company.
So he can become member, right?
I mean, only if the company agree and all, but I doubt, sir. Usually they don't agree.
But it is given in this that he can become a member. Minor. He can be
But what
admitted to the
happens is,
benefits of
he
partnership.
actually can. If that share certificate is in his name, he can become a member. But what happens is nobody can be holding him liable. He can't be held liable for anything.
Suppose there is a joint membership, joint holder, guardian and member.
Even then, he will not be held liable for anything.
Yeah. So here minor, they have given it as he can become member of the company. So there are certain conditions will be there. So married woman, yes, she can become a member. Then Hindu undivided family cannot become member, but the main head of that family, Karta, can become a member. Partnership firm, yes, it can become a member. Company can become a member of some other company. Whether it is true?
Company can, they are registered.
Yes, correct. So that is correct. Now company can become member of some other company also. Lunatic, he cannot become a member during the period of lunacy.
During the period of lunacy, he cannot, or else he can.
Yes, or else he can. Then insolvent, he can become a member until he is declared as insolvent. First, at the time of becoming member, he will be solvent, right? After that, due to some other reason, he may not be able to pay off his debts. That's why he became insolvent. In that case, he is not a member. Foreigner permission is required from RBI, as well as we need to see whether he is from enemy country, whether he is an alien enemy. That we need to see before admitting him as a member. Then trust cannot become a member, but trustee can become a member. Then registered society, trade union can become a member. But what about joint holders?
Can be.
Yeah, but whose name is entered in the share certificate? Suppose there is two persons.
Whoever names his name in the top.
Yes. So the first whose name is registered, that person's name is entered in the share certificate. In the case of two or more two person, basically joint holder. Yes. So there are 12 points are given. That is for who can be a member or qualification of member that we have discussed. Next thing, 24 marks, that is rights and liabilities of member. Last one, that is
next class.
No, this is last one. Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rights and liabilities of member we need to discuss. So what and all rights are there we need to see. First one, all this basic, you can write it in your own words also. So we need to discuss very fastly. So right to get copies of trading and profit and loss account, balance sheet, annual report, because he's a part of that particular company. So whether members are owner of that company, whether member is a owner,
shareholder is
member.
Depends. Usually he also is.
Yeah. So member is also owner of the company. If you see.
Yes.
So that is why he gets all these right to inspect the books of account of the company. Yes. So now after that, right to receive the copies of memorandum and article, then right to receive dividend, then right to receive the notice of general meeting. So these are all rights of his membership. So right to attend the general meeting. So general meeting here, how many times it is held? General meeting. General meeting, how many times? in a year?
Once in a year,
Twice in
sir.
a
Once a year.
Yes, it is the annual general meeting. So general
There
meeting
shouldn't be a
means
gap of 15 months and all.
yeah, yeah. So whether it is 15 month or 6 month.
6 months from the end of the year, I guess.
Yeah.
And 15 months in total between one and between two AGMs.
2 annual general meeting. Okay. So now next thing, right to appoint proxy to attend the meeting on his behalf. So who is the proxy? Suppose one person cannot attend the meeting, then he can select one person to attend the meeting on his behalf, and he should give the notice before itself. Beforehand, he should give the notice at least 2 days before the meeting. He should give the notice whether proxy has a right to vote at the meeting.
He can actually vote, but if the member is present, he cannot.
Yeah. But suppose only a proxy is there.
Yeah, I think he can vote.
He can vote, but can he?
He can vote.
Yeah. Can he give suggestion at the meeting?
Depends, sir. Usually
It's
they don't.
approved by
Proxies, they don't usually.
He cannot participate in the
No, it's-
matters of the meeting. He can vote at the meeting, but he cannot participate.
He can
in
vote at the
matters.
meeting. He can
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah. So right to transfer the share to anyone at any time. That is only in the case of public company. Then a right to rectify the register of member. That is one more right. Then right to appoint director and fix their remuneration. So how director is appointed? So how director is appointed now? Anyone?
Director appointment. It depends, sir. Usually it's in the AGM, or sometimes the board meeting only they
So
appoint
usually
directors.
among the member itself, they'll select one person, right?
Now it's very different, sir. Like directors, many things
Yeah.
are there. Like nominal directors are there. Then alternate people are there.
Yeah.
Then many things are there.
Yeah, there are
But
different
yeah,
types.
among the
Yeah,
members
woman
they take
director,
directors.
yeah, alternate director. Yeah, director, in that also various types we need to see that.
Many
That is
types
also-
are there. Many types.
Yeah.
Independent director and all cannot be a part of
Director
company.
can
He
be
should be
appointed.
separate.
Yeah, sometimes during the casual vacancy also there is a appointment of director. There is a provision.
Yes.
Yes. So there are different points. So now one more thing, right to get right shares. So right share is nothing but equity shares and bonus shares. Right to convert shares into stock. That is one more right. Right to get share certificate within reasonable time. So that is also there. Then right to present petition in the High Court for winding up of the company. Whether it is true. So right to present the petition, whether one member can send a
No, not one member. You need to have a good strength.
Approval of all the member is needed, or else majority of the member.
No, depends. I think 1/10 or something. There is a certain number of people, maybe who have 1/10 of power. Something like that. There is a rule.
Yeah. So now, last one is right to share the surplus assets of the company on its winding up. So that is one more right of the member. So 14 rights. So basically more rights are given. So around 24, 25 rights, if you see the textbook I have mentioned. So I have taken, so any 14 rights I have taken. So after that, liabilities of member. So last 10 points, liabilities of member we need to see. What are the liabilities? First one, every member is liable to abide the provisions of the Companies Act. So every member should follow the rules and regulation of Companies Act as well as provision mentioned in Memorandum of Association. That is first one. Then, in case of company limited by share, every member is liable to pay the amount of that face value of shares held by him. Suppose unpaid value of shares. So suppose shares are partly paid, then he is liable to pay the unpaid amount. That is in the case of limited by share, public company. Then every member is liable to pay the interest on the amount due on his call if he fails to pay the call money within a reasonable time. So whether now interest is charged for call money, anyone? Whether interest is charged for call money, on what basis?
This call concept itself is very rare, sir. Like we purchase shares directly by paying the complete money.
Yeah, but I have doubt of that interest matter. Whether it is charged?
Maybe it might be there, sir, because we have calls in arrears, calls in advance, interest both ways. But generally, this concept doesn't exist now.
Yeah. This because this law itself outdated. If you see the textbook itself, you'll come to know. Yeah. So what to do? We need to study. That's it. So
Yes,
now,
sir.
yeah. So now next point. In case of company limited by guarantee, every member is liable to contribute the amount guaranteed by him. So basically, so there are three types. So limited liabilities. First is limited by share, limited by guarantee, then unlimited company. Unlimited. So now they are limited by guarantee they have given. Every member is liable to contribute the amount guaranteed by him, which is specified in the liability clause of memorandum of association at the time of binding. So what are the 6 clauses we have discussed? 6 clause of memorandum of association: name, object clause, then subscription clause, liability clause. So various clauses are there that we have discussed. So now, in the case of unlimited company, each member is liable to pay to the unlimited extent. That means, in case if there is a profit also, anyways, he will get the profit. In case of loss, he has to bear all the loss. So there are two basic examples you can give, that is sole trading concern. In the case of sole trading concern, there is only one person, sole trader. He has to bear all the losses. And in the case of partnership firm, partner of partnership firm has to bear all the losses. So, or else, as per the agreement, partnership deed. Yes. So now, sixth one, the liability of member becomes unlimited in the case of limited company if the number of its member falls below 2 in the case of private company. So suppose below statutory minimum. So what is the minimum number of member needs to be there in private company? That is 2. In the case of public company, it is 7. Provided that company continues to operate its business for more than 6 months after the reduction of member below statutory minimum. That means suppose the company has a less number of member, and even though it has a less number of member, it carries to operate for a period of 6 months. In that case, liability becomes unlimited. Then every member who has transferred his share continue to be liable to pay the amount unpaid on his share until the name of transferee is entered in the register of member. Yes, until his name is removed from the register of member, that person is liable. The member whose shares have been forfeited for the non-payment of call money continues to be liable till such shares are reissued and name of transferee is entered in the register of member. That is also true. Yes. Now there is a concept of A list and B list of contributory. So now what is this? Contributory means. Anyone? Contributory, A list and B list of contributory. So who is a list of contributory?
No idea.
So A list of contributory means that person who is a member at the time of winding up of the company. That person is known as A list of contributory. So who is the B list of contributory? Who ceased to become the member at the time of winding up of the company. That person is B list of contributory. So now we'll see A list. A member is liable as A list of contributory to contribute the amount outstanding on his partly paid share at the time of winding up of the company, because he is a member at the time of winding up. So last one, a transfer of partly paid shares is liable as B list of contributory to pay the amount that is due on shares transferred by him in the case company goes into liquidation within 1 year of transfer of share. If transferee fails to pay the balance amount. See, the statement given is very complicated. You can write in your own word who is a list, who is a B list of contributory, and what are
I
their
don't think this
liabilities.
exists only sometimes. I never read this concept.
Which one? A list and B list.
Contributory. Yeah, I should check out. So I'll see.
Yeah, but contributory concept is there, right? In liquidation, this one liquidated final statement also contributory comes.
I don't know, sir. I have not like gone through around contributory. Like a person might give whatever money required during winding up. That and all is there.
Yeah.
Limited by guarantee. A shareholder might give more money to hold the company and all. I don't know. A-list, B-list. I'll check out, sir.
Yes. Even I will go through. I will go through again. Yes. So these are the things comes under chapter number 4. So yes, now we are going to wind up this class now. So yes.